For many people, the word rule brings back memories of school life or breaking the rules. Rules may have governed or influenced how a job was done or what we could or couldn't do where we lived. They apply in sport or a board game where the rules explain how to play or make it seem far too complicated. Then there are unwritten rules and those that surround social interaction and relationships. And there are times and places where rules are followed, but no one knows quite why. Variance to the norm are sometimes described as the exception to the rule. A rule is also a 12-inch piece of wood. I'm not sure there's any theological significance in that, but sometimes rules do measure what we do. Rules are paradoxical when negative connotations such as "don't do that" also keep us safe and healthy. The 10 Commandments could be described as rules aimed at enabling us to be at one with God. Christ himself gave us a new rule, that you love one another just as I have loved you. You also should love one another. Born in present-day Norcia in central Italy in 480 AD, St Benedict is generally acknowledged to be the founder of Western monasticism. In the years before his death in 540 AD, he wrote a rule for monks to guide life in a community. Drawn partly from earlier writings, what became called the Rule of St Benedict covers spiritual and practical aspects of living in community and became the established norm for monastic living in Europe. Rooted in the Bible, the rule is still used today to provide wisdom and guidance for those in monastic communities, but also for many others who have adopted a similar approach to faith and daily living. In Benedictine spirituality, 3 vows have particular significance and meaning, and the principles of these can be helpful for everyone. Pope Francis describes the meaning of the word obedience very clearly. The word obey comes from Latin, he said. It means to listen, to hear others. Obeying God is listening to God, having an open heart to follow the path that God points out to us. Obedience to God is listening to God, and it sets us free. Under the guidance of the Holy Spirit, conversion of life, or change, is necessary for our relationship with God to grow. As Bishop Richard Moth once put it, conversion is a journey in which we are engaged every day of our lives, even at every moment. Our sense of stability often finds itself dependent on many things: our house, job, finances, the place we live, the people we know, or the church we go to, for example. And when those happen to be threatened, such as by change or uncertainty, life can feel unstable. For all seeking a deeper relationship with God, stability is found by becoming increasingly rooted in the one with whom that relationship is sought. We can look upon these principles of Benedictine spirituality as threads running through our faith. As we listen to God, we become increasingly aware that in order to change, stability is needed, and in order to be stable, we are also to change. This book is not a commentary on the Rule of St Benedict, nor does it explore the detail of monastic life. Many people have considered those deeper aspects much more effectively than I can. There is a well-established pattern of daily readings which enables the entire Rule of St Benedict to be considered over a 4-month period, and thus doing so 3 times in every year. This book uses that pattern. Each reading is dated, and you can start at any time and reread it in the future. For each reading there is a short reflection which aims to help you relate the words of the rule and the threads of Benedictine spirituality to the practicalities of modern day faith, work and life. Life with St Benedict is written with ordinary everyday Christians in mind. This 1500-year-old rule retains a relevance to our 21st century lives. In a world where change is often feared, stability can be elusive, and busyness interferes with listening to God. As you read this book, may there be those occasions when God speaks in a way that relates to your life at this time.